Today's episode is with Natalie Ledwell, is originally from Australia, now living in San Diego. She shares how she pulled herself out of $120,000 worth of debt and lost a few dress sizes. She's such an inspiration and definitely no ordinary woman. Enjoy!
Hi Gabrielle, Natalie Ledwell here. It's a pleasure to be the first guest ever on your show. It's such a privilege. Thank you so much for that. Now today you wanted me to share why I'm no ordinary woman. Well, I think it started in 2006 when I discovered a little secret. You see, before then I lived a life of frustration, pure frustration. I remember sitting at my desk in my home office, and I was looking at all these bills and all these invoices thinking, what am I missing? I mean, I was a student of personal development from the age of 21. I had listened to the tapes. I had attended the seminars. I had read the books. I had walked the hot burning coals with Anthony Robbins. My husband and I were massive action takers. We were what you would call serial entrepreneurs. We had tried many different types of businesses. You know, we had a nightclub. We had coffee franchises. We manufactured alcohol, Snaps it was at the time. We had the first bathroom advertising company in Australia. We had a direct mail house. We had a health business. There were so many different types of businesses that we had, but still we're slipping back financially and not living the life that we wanted to live. And I'm thinking, I've got to be missing something. And then I saw a movie called The Secret, which talked about the law of attraction and absolutely changed everything in our lives. What I learned from that movie is that you don't need to have a plan. You don't need to know what it is that you don't need to have the whole plan laid out for you to be able to set a goal. Before then, I'd always set myself very safe goals, goals that I knew that I could achieve. Nothing ever audacious, because I could never see the whole plan. And then when I realized that through law of attraction, that if you know what it is that you want, if you can focus upon that and take some action in that direction, then the universe will step in and provide how that's going to happen for you. So it was a bit of a revelation for me. Now, it wasn't long after that my husband and I saw that movie that our good friend Ryan Higgins approached us and showed us this little movie that he had put together for himself. And it was a combination of affirmations, photos and music. It was basically the movie version of a vision board. And I remember saying to Ryan, you have to show me how to do this so I could create one for myself. And it wasn't long after that that he approached Glenn and I and said, look, I have so many people asking me for the instructions on how to do this. What I'd really like to do is set up a website and have the instructions on the website that people around the world can create these amazing movies for themselves. Now, you have to appreciate where I was at the time, and my husband, I think maybe he'd sent 3 emails in his life. We knew nothing about the internet. I knew how to use Word and MYOB because the only reason I ever used the computer is for bookkeeping. So we embark on this journey, Ryan, Glenn and myself. We set up a website with all the instructions, and it wasn't long before we were getting so many emails from people saying, look, this is truly changing my life. You have to get the word out here about these mind movies that you're helping us to create. So in 2008, we decided to move to the US for 6 months. We immersed ourselves in the internet marketing world so we could figure out how we could launch mind movies to the world. Now, like I said, you have to appreciate, we really didn't know anything about the internet, so we just put everything on the line. We left our friends, our home, our families, our dogs, to go over to the US for 6 months. We had no money. We were living off the smell of an oily rag, which is an Australian saying here, which basically means we had no money. By the time we got to the launch process, where we were actually launching My Movies, which was in September of 2008, we dug ourselves into $120,000 of credit card debt. We owed all this money, and it was like, okay, this has to work. This has to be a success. Now, the short story of that is it was a success. It would set up the foundation for what we now have built today, and thank goodness that we actually put everything on the line to be able to do that. Now we've reached let's see, we've reached over 1 million people with a message of mind movies and law of attraction. And once we set up that foundation, this is when I kind of stepped into my own and thought, okay, well, now that we have this foundation, and I'm not, you know, so stressed trying to figure out how to edit videos and how to build websites and do all the legwork. It's like, what is it that I'm truly passionate about? Now, I actually spent some time and worked with Gabrielle, and one of the archetypes that came up for me was teacher. Now, once I realized how this law of attraction could work to create a life of my dreams, my whole passion was I need to teach as many people as possible this lesson so that they realize that you are actually in control of the outcomes of your life. And you can design the life of your dreams if you want to. And if you understand some basic principles and apply them every day in your life, then you can create a life that's way beyond your wildest dreams. So that became my passion. And after, you know, the launch of MindMovies, and we had MindMovies ticking along, my first project on becoming a teacher was a product called the 7 Secrets to Happiness. Now, what had happened is that after we did that first big launch, and it was a great success, we came back to Australia, and I'd actually put on quite a bit of weight because we were working 14-hour days, eating junk food, working out of our bedroom just to make sure that this launch was a success. And so what I did is I analyzed all of the habits, the principles that we applied to the success of the launch, then applied them to my weight loss goal. And my goal was to go from a size 14 to a size 10 in time for my 40th birthday, which meant that I had to achieve that goal within 7 weeks. So I applied all the same principles to my weight loss goal and was successful and looked fabulous at my 40th. And so created the 7 Secrets to Happiness course from that so that I could teach other people how that they could apply those same principles to their life so that they could apply it to any goal that they wanted to. So that was my first step into teacher from there. Now also, working with Gabrielle, I've realized that 2 of my other archetypes are rebel and pioneer. So my 2 biggest projects for 2012 are what you would call traditional products, but definitely with a unique twist. So my first big project was the Ultimate Success Masterclass. See, with me, because I'm a teacher of this message, what I wanted to do was to create a course that I could deliver online, but have personal contact with people and be able to work with them one-on-one, but be able to do as many people as I possibly can. Because for me, it's all about reaching as many people as possible. I used to think it was about teaching one person at a time, and I'm like, I don't have time for one person at a time. I need to be able to reach as many people as possible. So with the Ultimate Success Masterclass, it's a 12-week course teaching all of the best life principles about, you know, how to get rid of limiting beliefs, you know, how to use our thoughts and our language to program ourselves from success, you know, all about core values, you know, how to apply the basic 7 principles of the law of attraction. So everything that's totally encompassed is in this 12-week program. Now, the way that we did this was to build this amazing software program that's attached to this this curriculum. So basically, when our students go into my big achievements for 2012, now the other is my book. And like I said, in Pioneer and Rebel, I didn't want to just write a book. I wanted it to be something that was unique and different and that really helped to concrete in the message that I'm trying to teach. So my book is called Never in Your Wildest Dreams. It's due for release in March of this year, and it's written as fiction. So it's not fiction, it's fiction, but it's a self-help book as well. And it's an amazing, you know, life story that follows the character through. But rather than just the book and just the lessons that are in fiction, at the end of each chapter, you'll see like a URL or a special scan code that you go through to, and then there'll be a video of myself on this video page that will go through and explain inside the chapter what the character's going through, where the inspiration came from my own life, what the life lesson is, and how you can apply that to your life. Already I've had great endorsements from people like Laurel Langmeyer and Jack Canfield, and some amazing, you know, Bob Proctor and all the friends of mine, you know, from this industry that have really helped to make this project very successful. So in March of 2013 will be release of this book, and I encourage you to get a copy and really go through this whole multimedia experience of not just reading a book, but getting the whole experience of that through video as well. So, so really, that is why I'm no ordinary woman. But to be honest with you, I don't think that there is such a thing as an ordinary woman. I truly believe that we are all spiritual beings here having a human experience. And when we can really understand what that means, we're here having this human experience in this game that we call life. And we truly have complete control over what our life turns out like, what our outcomes are, and we can design the life that we really truly desire. So if you remember that, I don't think that there is such a thing as an ordinary woman. So look, if you want to find out more about myself and my movies and what we do, if you go to mindmovies.com, so it's mindmovies.com. From there you'll find out all about what we do, our different products. From there you'll also find my show. It's called The Inspiration Show, which you can either get through mindmovies.com, or you can go to theinspirationshow.com. You'll find a great show that I did there last year with Gabrielle. But there's some inspiring videos there. I do 2 shows a week, all different videos and interviews with some of the most inspiring people around the world. You don't have to opt in to see the videos. You can go there and watch them for free. It's my contribution to really helping to inspire as many people as possible and to get the word out about the fact that we are in complete control of our life, and there is no such thing as an ordinary life. So thank you so much, Gabrielle, for having me here on your first show. Everyone, have a fantastic year. What a great way to start 2013, and I'll speak to you soon.